Hello, this is Joanne. I have 67 raised beds in my garden. I apologize for not putting up my Tuesday video. Today is Wednesday the 8th. We've had a death in the family, and it is just kind of snowballed into my schedule. So I am posting today so that I can get started back on the ball. So here we go. Let's see what we're doing today. You can see some of the plants are getting big. I've been testing, I taste test the moringa, not my favorite. The lemongrass is very good. The tomatoes are coming to an end. They really do look kind of sad. They don't taste so good anymore. They've been on the vine a little too long, but those are just little snacking tomatoes anyways. The funny thing about these hot peppers is these are can't remember what they're called, peppercini. And somebody taste tested them for me, and they said they're not hot at all. So I came out here and I tried a few, and I'm laughing. You can hear me laughing. And they were good. They were really good. I had about 3 of them, and then the 4th one was very, very hot. So be careful. I don't know if it's just the plant, the type of pepper it is. They were all the same redness. I usually just harvest the red peppers and dry them for my husband. He likes them. Banana peppers are taken off. My sweet peppers are coming in finally. It's been taking them a while this year. I think it's the dry weather. And that back there, which was supposed to be a purple bell pepper, must have been part of the Peppergate thing. It just didn't produce a bell pepper or purple. So it is some kind of a hot pepper. I tasted them by mistake. And these, just in case you need to know, these are called natapinos. They are jalapenos that are not hot. So, and they are very good. They're one of my favorites. So as soon as my husband gets a chance, he's going to be broad forking this bed number 7, or bed number 5. We are going to be putting the garlic in soon. It is October the 8th, so it has to go in between now and like October the 15th. Oregano still has 1 weed. I have not been out here. Basil is flowering, and the bees are loving it that are around. The coriander, which you saw the truck in, is back there. The tomatoes are still producing. I just haven't been picking them, so they're way redder than I would like on the vine. But they're there. They're good. These are good too. There's some more tomatoes. That's what 11 is the new bed. 12 is the marshmallow that's doing well. The chives I still have to trim back. Back there is the lemon balm, which should take over that bed. The eggplant, there's actually 1 eggplant that's gone a little too far, and some others. Poor little eggplant hasn't done much. So this one's been doing really well. I'm surprised the artichoke seems to love this dry weather. So when I water it, I only water at the base. I read something somewhere about that, and it is just, so maybe they will overwinter for me. Sage is good. I did a video about grabbing the hollyhock seeds, but I don't know if I posted that yet. I might post that. It's just a short. The carrots are doing very well. Some of them are getting nice and thick in there. I did thin those in the back. It just, from this angle, they're just, because they're popping up so much, you don't even see the lines anymore. So kale. This has not done well with the drought, the rhubarb, but it's all right. That is the caraway that I did, and the tarragon. So these are the late squashes that I've planted, and actually they're starting to do well. I was looking in here the other day. I do have some fruits forming. There is still some pollinators around to take care of this. I do come through and hand pollinate too. So what I'll do is, if I see a female flower that's open, because your flowers are only open usually for a day, if I see a female, then I'll rip the male out and kind of push the male into the female. And that way, when the pollinators get in, they've got a lot of pollen to work with. The one thing that squashes is if your temperature's over 90, you start to lose your pollen's ability to fertilize. So 29, I never did figure out what happened to these beginning ones. We've been harvesting the bok choy. Believe it or not, it doesn't look like it, but we've been harvesting the baby crisp lettuce and the regular lettuce back there. The radishes, though, have been attacked by wireworms. So I have to work on wireworms, I do believe, next year. I haven't done anything yet with the sunchokes. There's the dill. There's a couple stalks still living. I never got any caterpillars on them. I thought for sure I would get some, I think the tiger moths, something. I didn't get any. Raspberries, all the borage and stuff. So these are the beds that have been filled in when they came and took the other beds away. So 33, it's slowly going down. I expect it to go down more. The broccoli, I have the thing to cover it, but I didn't get back out here, so This one was covered, but I didn't put the rocks on it. So that's 35. This is what happens when you get a week off of the garden. It just kind of gets neglected, but it's still surviving. Everything's out here. Now, I looked this weed up. It is a form of aster. So we are going to be trying to save seed from that for the pollinator garden. So especially since it's a good weed that grows here. So as you can see, I didn't realize, but there was still some pot left on the remaining persimmon. So I started working on it. I didn't finish. I want to get as much of that plastic out of there as possible. So back to the other side of the garden. Ooh, nice tomato. Little splitty. These little red currant tomatoes are done. They're sour now. They've been on the vine too long and they are just sour. So what I will be doing is cleaning this bed up probably this weekend, and I will get these seeds actually thrown into a place where they might be able to germinate. The flowers are doing well. They've got the different ones in here that Jane planted. Marigolds and zinnias and sunflowers and bachelor buttons. The tomatoes I've been harvesting, but I haven't harvested in about 4 days. So some of these might be getting a little too old. I'll know when I start picking them. The beans are starting to turn. I can see the beans better. So these beans in front were planted last, but the beans that are on the pole beans were planted earlier. So now I'm just kind of waiting. I'm going to get seeds from them. But we've gotten so many beans, it's just incredible. And then I've got to get these, I do believe, lima beans picked. My poor little garbanzos never really got too far along. But look at these beans, they're just everywhere. Those are red noodle beans, those really long red ones. So we're just kind of waiting to get bean seeds now. So you just let them dry in the vine. Hopefully things don't get them. There's some more giant limas. I'm just waiting on the vine. Parsley, I just saved some seed from there. The echinacea is done. That little double echinacea's got a little bit of red on them, but I really haven't seen too many pollinators. The catnip, these tomatoes are pretty much done. At this time of year, because it's getting colder and colder, the tomatoes just don't do well. They just start doing this, and that's normal. Now this bed is different. So I harvested some, what is it called? Broccoli or cauliflower from here. Had some cauliflower in here. Had some broccoli in here. Those have been harvested already. Those cauliflowers were rapinis and they went to seed. I do have in here, if you can see this, the Brussels sprouts. Now the nice part about your brassicas is they don't mind this cold at all. They actually get better. So I'm just going to let those keep growing. It's not as tall as I expected. There's another purple Brussels sprout back there. I like Brussels sprouts sparingly. And then here is the cabbage. So I think I have some Jersey cabbage and I can't think of the other name. So just letting them grow, and looks like they have very few pests. There's some holes back there, but the screening's really doing its job. So the walking onions are doing well. The borage is definitely to bed for the year. 55 is the lavender and the rosemary, both doing wonderful. My daughter started making some sashels, so she's so proud of herself. The flowers are pretty much done, but there's still some blooming. I'm really surprised. Maybe because I deadheaded them, I'm not sure. The hydrangea's been cleaned. The thyme is doing wonderful. It seems to like it getting cooler for some reason. And the yarrow is definitely dying back. Now this bed here is a whole mix of different greens. I'm finding that the radishes in the front also are getting attacked by the click beetles larvae, which is the warrior worms. There you go. Thank you. And I've been working on this. Some of these greens are going to come up in time. I'm not worried because these are mostly brassicas, so they are coming at their own time. Now I've harvested a ton of turnips. I got turnips in here, and there's been a bunch of them that have been harvested. So I'm going to roast them up. I don't really know what's left. These are smaller. They're probably too close together, but I've harvested a bunch of big ones. And these white radishes, trying to think the name of them. Daikon radishes. They're really great for breaking up the soil, and they are great for being a nice big long radish. So I've harvested a bunch of those and we roasted them up. The loofahs are doing good. The first loofah is back there, and it's not quite starting to dry, but these are definitely starting to get hollow. I just watched somebody peel them green, so we will be doing that this year. So I do have some squash left. Most of my squash is gone in the house. There's been about 3 or 4. I think I gave 1 or 2 away. But I'm still seeing evidence of the female buds forming. So that's the female flower there with that bud. So there's still some in there, still some hope. The strawberries, the chai, the horseradish. The asparagus is just still doing so good. It doesn't seem to be as bad as it was before. That salt trick helped, and mulching really helped. So this bed here, bed number 6-9, I cleaned it out. It was completely covered with weeds. And I'm noticing that these weeds are coming back. Now, you can tell I didn't mulch very heavily. So I'm going to come back to this bed and take care of it. Bed number 70, we are just completely covering with leaves right now. My pole fell down with my light on it. That's a motion activated light. It's funny because you can see the deer running around the garden because they run all along the fence line around the back, and then they go into the woods back there. So this bed is going to be all milkweed next year, all different types of milkweed, and then I'll be putting some in the pollinator garden. But I knew if we were going to be doing protective monarch raising, I needed to have some milkweed that was stable. So you can see here, the milkweed is done for the year. I didn't save the seeds from this milkweed because it was covered and I don't believe it was pollinated. And even if you look at the flowers, there wasn't very many that were done. So I just let them go. I put the seeds into the milkweed bed for now. And I do have milkweed seeds that I saved from a prior year. So the blackberry, the poor Bianca currant, looks so sad, but she's still going. So these were the new ones added. Nothing's been done except move the dirt a little bit. The rake has been here for several days. We probably should pick that up. There you go. Blueberries are doing fine. They're just going through their fall colors now. A little stressed. More blueberries, a little stressed. And gooseberries. This is just a weed. It is all perennial type weeds. And the gooseberry has thorns, which makes it hard to pull the weeds. So I keep ignoring this bed, and I shouldn't do that. I think what I need to do is cover it. There was no mulch on this at all. So the Nanking cherries are just waiting to pop for next year. I saved a lot of seed from them, so I'm hoping to start a lot of Nanking cherries this year. These blueberries are also very weedy. I didn't get to covering them, and this is a new bed. So this is the new, there's new beds added in here. On this side, you can see somebody forgot to harvest her, drawing a blank. Takes me seconds sometimes. Okra. That's okra I forgot to harvest, so now I might as well just let it go to seed. So that's the good part about fall sometimes, is if you do leave your garden, it's a perfect time to let it dry out and grab seeds from it. So that's it in a nutshell. I'm so sorry I didn't post. I've been really trying to keep to a schedule. I might post late because of internet issues, but this was the one. This is definitely a day late. So I hope you enjoy. I hope you hug your loved ones tonight. I hope you get to spend more and more time with them. The person that passed was my mother. She had dementia, so we've kind of said goodbye to her already for the past 3 years, but finally her body gave way. So, and she was just a nice lady. She was always giving all the time. She always believed in giving. So, and I better get going. But thank you for watching. Again, this was Joanne. I have 67 raised beds in my garden. Enjoy, and don't give up.